All right, we're just gonna go through the exterior real quick. Honestly, for the age in this thing, is in great shape. This thing was just kept in somewhere away from the world. I did notice up in here, I took a picture of it, the drip trays have some peeling on the paint. There's no rust up there, but the paint is starting to go away. You can see the primer underneath. Throughout the whole body, you'll see like, it looks like door dings and like just some light denting. So PDR and like paint restore could really take care of that. It looks like this was just kept in like really tight quarter storage from all the marks. Some touch up, not perfect match. You got a little bit of damage on the bumper over here on this corner, but overall really good shape. Trim's all there. Like I said, more like those dents. It just looks like stuff was moved or people were trying to squeeze between. A little bit of marks on the rear bumper here. Really good shape, really good shape. I love these plates. If you get this car, keep these. Don't get rid of them. Glass is all original on this bad boy. Let's see if I can get a good angle on here. Boom. All the way around this thing. Original glass. I really don't think this was driven much, I'm telling you. The top's in great shape. Nothing was ever looked like it was put up there. Got a semi taken off here, so kind of move my way back over here again. Mirrors are all manual, but they all work. They're good glass. Wipers work. You'll see some oxidation on the hood here and like the cowl area. A little bit along this like top portion of the window, but it's really not too bad. I think you could still get out ahead of this. It's not like rough yet. So just some light touch up, but this thing is really good. All right, we're gonna go through our quick engine bay portion here. So the customer himself, or the seller I say, has done a lot of stuff on this. As you can see, like new distributor. The head looks like it's been gone through recently. You can tell the difference between the block and the head there. So full top end has been like gone through, refreshed. He did say he was messing with this to kind of get it to run better. As you see, it still has a bit of a shake and sputter to it, kind of like low idle. The car itself does have a vibration. I'm gonna say start with these motor mounts. They look really old, pretty cracked. You can tell like when you're driving it, there's that forward and back play there. Fluids all look really good on the car. He's gone through it a lot since he picked it up to restore it. So brakes have all been done. Battery, coolant, oil, distributor, power steering actually looks good. He replaced most of these belts. One of them he didn't, which I made a note. It is kind of one of my things that I'm picky about. I usually do all three, and if one looks really good, I keep it for like a spare, right? This thing here, this wire being taped up like that, zip tied across, and then just like wire tied over here, I would definitely clean this up, especially if this is going like over to more wet climates. There's nothing down here to keep water out of these engine bays on the older cars, so just this isn't very secure. This has got a little bit of fray to it, but all looks really good. Just keep an eye on that. It shouldn't be zip tied to the exchanger. These lines get hot because they're exchanging heat for cold, right? So I don't know if I would zip tie like that. Washer fluid works really good. It does spray. I made a note, like you can literally clear, see that wet spot over there, all the way to there. But it all looks really good under here. Heat and air conditioning all work really nicely. So that's always a plus, especially on these older units. It's hard to find some of this stuff. If you could even get R12 and recharge this, I think that's what these ran on. It would, yeah, it's R12. R12, man, this would be really good AC if you could find someone to recharge that at R12. But I'm gonna set this down. The one thing that was kind of really getting me on the motor mount and then the idle stuff is when you shut this off. I just kind of want to portray that real quick. You might not be able to see much. Let's try like so. Rinsing here. Sorry about that. Probably gonna fall actually. Just pause. Alright, it's not perfect, but just give me a second. See, it kind of just rattles itself dead, and it's just turning the key off. So kind of just shuts down after a second, but it takes a second. It rattles itself while it shuts down. So I really think at least this snub mount and that back one, I believe, on these cars, because most of your subframe is just back behind it. This is kind of like floating over this, and then there's this front mount to attach it to your core support. All right, so this portion we're going to do an undercarriage. I always start from the front of the car. I like to look from the front going back. This lets me see if there's anything sagging, hanging down, loose. It also is a good way to kind of focus in here and see if anything's wet or leaking. You'll usually see the wetness up here, and then it'll trail towards the back of the car and show shiny areas. You don't see a lot of that. It looks like you did take care of a lot of this stuff on here, so that's really good. We're gonna move to each corner area and just kind of touch base. All right, so this is gonna be like your frame that the body is used, and then you have a subframe that your powertrain is attached to, and that all looks really good. You see here, that is a kink in the exhaust that I was trying to make notes of. I really want to get that visual on how much of a kink that is. They did have some exhaust repair work done there, but that kink is really going to be a large portion of the restriction that this thing's dealing with, because like I was saying, on hills, this thing has no power. I'm going to pause here for the traffic. All right, we're still on that driver's side towards the rear here now, so this is going to be your fuel tank all the way across there. It has a leaf spring rear end with just like a, I don't know, you would see this on like trailer rear ends nowadays. Newer shocks. He did do like some brake work and line stuff back here. Camera's having a hard time focusing here. There we go. I was looking at this. It's not bad. You'll see like a lot of surface rust flaking on here. Let me get to the back here. I would definitely consider getting like an undercoat treatment on this. Like the body itself, perfect, like mint. You get a little bit of areas that could just use some cleanup and touch up, get a good treatment on here, and then undercoat all the suspension and powertrain stuff that's just a different metal, more susceptible, I guess, and then fix this exhaust under here. It should make a 9-day difference underneath this spare here. Look at that. The tire does have chunks coming out of it and stuff. I would recommend getting that replaced. I wouldn't rely on that. It is holding air, so hopefully you don't need it, but you would have it, but I don't know how far it would go for you. I'm gonna go to the passenger side here. All right, so on the passenger side here, your leaf spring, more of the exhaust work here. It just looks like a lot of patchwork. But your body looks really good. Steps are in good shape. Everything that looks really good. I'm amazed at how the body doesn't have like paint peeling or chipping or anything, especially in our area, man. We get a lot of like they use like gravelly stuff in the winter. It just really chews cars up. You can see here they did a good job at having these plates to protect your pinch welds and seams and everything, but it's doing a good job. It's really good under here, really good. So not too bad at all, but definitely here's closer on that exhaust. Look at the kink on that thing. That's probably where your exhaust leak is because of the forces there. And then they tried to fix it back here, but that kink, man, that needs to go. I would cut out this whole section to the cat here and just have them make a new pipe that's better fit. And that's gonna be your undercoat. All right, so I always like to do the interior, kind of show the wheel. It's in good shape, really good shape actually. There's no cracking or peeling or separation or anything like that. Still got the seam on it, it's really nice. So all the switches and everything do what they're supposed to. AC and everything comes on like it should. It does have a radio from a Ford, and it's working. At least the speaker's up here. And then the issue I had, that button for the lift gate, I couldn't get to activate. Maybe it's for something different, but if you use the key, the rear hatch opens just fine. Manual doors and locks on this bad boy. No glove box. It's actually a seat glove box. Turn this and then pull it. Got the manual stuff in there and whatnot, some sort of goodies. Shuts and opens really nicely. Don't forget, this is a 5-speed. It's a all the way left and then pull up forward, reverse, just like a dog. And then right here I'm gonna pause. It does say 11,029, but it's a 5-digit odometer, so I imagine that's probably rolled over at least once, or they really just had this sitting a lot. So pause here. I'm going to open up all the doors and we'll look from the outside in. Alright, so this is on your driver's side door. Door cards are in really good shape here. And seats are awesome on this thing. Two-tone leather, like real leather. Really nice, still firm but soft. Like, yeah, great. Carpet's in good shape. Does have these mats. The mats have a couple stains in them, but like they're not terrible. Like the carpet's in really good shape for a van. This door doesn't open, it's just like a side panel, so we're gonna move to the other side. All right, so we're at the van door here. This opens and closes really nicely, especially in the cold weather. You know, sometimes those get bound up, no problems. Rear seat here, this does fold. I'll show you when I do the trunk portion. And then like a 2-seat here, so 3, 2, and then buckets. Seat backs are in great shape. The seats are nice. Armrests, like you got a couple like marks, but they're not even like damaged. There's a little bit of like repair marks here maybe. This is like a little panel carpet here they put to just cover this, but everything looks really good under there. And then your seat here, also in really good shape. Like I said, no glove box. Dash is just in really good shape as well. And then up here you do have the tilt roof. Your headliner, you'll see a little sag here. There is signs of like moisture. It could be related to the sunroof. It's hard to tell. And then I did notice like these seals, you'll see some cracking here. I don't hear any wind noise or any kind of signs of water coming in on the inside there, but over time that's just going to keep getting worse, so just keep an eye on those. I'm going to stop here. We got a semi pulling up, but that's going to finish the interior. All right, so this is our trunk portion here. Really simple on these because it's just a cargo space essentially. Carpet's in good shape. Liftgate opens really well. The dampers are pretty much new. Weather seal here really good. Glass is all really good. I did notice like up in these little kicker things there's some broken pieces, but it's all still relatively intact. You just have some like loose, just hard plastic over time. And then you do have like a manual pull in case your switch at your seat to pull your fuel door open doesn't work. And then this with your thumb, you just push it and push. So like push the latch and then push the seat and it folds forward. And then you pull this lever here and it'll fold forward, and I believe you can just pop it right out too if you don't need it. These two arm deals have storage in there. This does have ashtrays. That one kind of just popped all the way out, went right back in though. Yeah. Just shut this real quick, nice easy. Voila. Alright, so first year of the OBD was actually 1996. You can do OBD1, which involves like a clip, and then you put it into certain fuses, and then your actual lights will flash a certain amount of time to see if there's codes. We don't really have a lot of that information for older cars, so we just usually stick to OBD2 on 96 and newer. Alright, we're gonna go through our quick conclusion. I always try to make this look alive. This is a great specimen of this van. Manual, 4 cylinders. I had a buddy out of high school that had one of these for his band, and him and his mates would load up in this and they would go everywhere. They're not fast or sporty, but they're practical, they're efficient, and they're easy to work on. They're good little things, man. This was a really nice treat for me, and I do enjoy looking at this, I'll be honest. The inside of this thing is immaculate. This thing is in good shape. I am stunned. Wheels are really good. Like, honestly, you have some stuff to take care of though. If you're gonna be taking this, I have a few things. We gotta get some motor mounts done on this. We gotta figure out that idle. The exhaust needs to be taken care of with that kink in it. I feel like that's gonna be a lot of your drivability with the restriction in that kink. It's probably not helping this little 4-cylinder get going anywhere. It does get up to speed. I got it up to 70 just fine. On hills though, you gotta downshift. It doesn't matter the hill or the speed. Even at 65, 70, I had to downshift to 4th. I went up one hill and didn't downshift, and I dropped all the way down to like 45 on the freeway. So one thing to keep in mind, tires are in pretty good shape. They're real small, real narrow guys. This could use a little bit of an alignment. You'll hear some kind of like popping when you turn on like a off camber to one camber. I feel like that could also be in part with those motor mounts, because they kind of are what everything rests inside that subframe on. So just something to keep in mind. Overall though, really good drive. I didn't have any like issues where I was worried about what was happening. The other thing, 5th gear, it catches almost every time you put it in. Double clutched, pull it out of 4th, put it into neutral, clutch out, clutch in, put it in a 5th, it catches. Slower, catches. Faster, catches. Lower RPM, it's just like a real quick. You can feel it in your hand. Sometimes on a slowdown, this does seem like it has a 1st gear lockout, so you gotta be like really slow, almost to a stop for 1st gear to go back in. But let's see. The other item was under the hood. There's a wire that they have like taped and then just bare wire to the actual part that it's powering. I don't like that. There's just a better, cleaner way to do it that's safer for everyone, especially with these not having any splash shields underneath. You're gonna get moisture up in there. I have to highlight that this is original glass on this thing. Mopar glass, the old Mopar symbol. Oh, right there. All the way around this thing. It's really good. If you're willing to restore a few things, he's done a lot. If you're willing to just finish touches on this, this could be a fun little road tripper. Just kind of run about, kind of get some stuff done. Seats and everything are immaculate on this thing. So 3 rows. This one pops out so you can have more space. All these glass pops and vents. Sunroof, like, come on, this thing was loaded in its day. We're gonna stop here. This is great.